Hey picture book writers, I'm Pam Calvert, author of many children's picture books and stories, and welcome to another Dine and Wine. On these Friday Dine and Wines, I just like to kick back, have some food, and talk about my struggles with the children's book industry and some of my celebrations, just so that I can encourage you to never ever give up. So today's meal I got from simplywhisk.com, and she's really good. She's got a ton of recipes that I really liked, and so this is called peanut chicken wrap right here. It's very easy to make. It's just, you just throw a bunch of stuff together. Simple. So I'm gonna link the recipe below, and it's kind of a I know I like Asian food, but I like things that take like 10 minutes to make. This is the peanut sauce that you drizzle over it. Easy. And when you are a busy writer, you're working, right? You need something quick. All right, let's see if I can eat this. I'm gonna need soy sauce. The peanut sauce is amazing though. Well, I got my beverage of choice right here. So do you have your beverage of choice? All right, let's sit back and I'll tell the tale. Okay, so this story comes at a time when I was kind of at a crossroads. I had taken Institute for Children's Literature. I had gotten into a science magazine, and I was publishing with that. But I really loved fiction. I had written a novel, but nothing came of it. And so I just didn't know what to do. I kept suffering rejection after rejection after rejection. I really wanted to get into highlights. I thought, well, if I could stair step my way, because my original path, I wanted to get published with children's picture books. I had little children. I wanted to write for them, and I didn't realize the path that it would lead, but I wasn't getting anywhere with it. I was getting too many rejections, and the Institute for Children's Literature tells you that you should get published in magazines first. So I was like, okay, I will try. Well, I finally had gotten published in like a little tiny magazine. I cannot remember the name of it. But I mean, seriously, I tried Cricket. I tried all of the magazines back then, and I was just suffering with rejection. And I remember my big goal was to get published with highlights. And I read, I'm not kidding, 200 highlight stories to prepare me to learn how to write a short story. But so I wanted so much to be published by them, but it was as hard as getting a picture book published. I mean, they get thousands of manuscripts all the time, and they can only choose about 10 of them. It was very, very, very hard to get into. And I'll never forget the one that I really thought that I was going to get. It was a folk tale, and they really love multicultural stuff, and I really thought that they would like it, because I had gotten some encouraging rejections from them, but it didn't hit the mark. And this had to have been the 10th submission that I'd sent to them, and I just was like, I cannot write, obviously. I'm terrible at writing. Why am I doing this to myself? I'll never forget, I suffered another rejection. I probably had tons of rejections from other things that I was submitting to at the same time, and it was like I was just inundated with rejection. And I don't know, what do you think? Rejection hurts, right? I mean, how many of you have cried when you receive a rejection? Let me know. You can comment down below. I had had enough. I probably had the 10th rejection, and so I never forget that I fell down on my knees and was bawling, saying, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. I am not going to put myself through this anymore. What is it worth? It's not. And I'm never getting anywhere. You can't see into a crystal ball, right? And it's hard. I mean, I get it. Like, if you're watching this and you're new to book publishing, I get it. I understand looking from your side of it. It feels daunting. And so I was done. And I'll never forget, the next part is going to sound like I'm crazy. So I heard a voice. It was like a voice in my head. And I mean, I'm a believer. I love God. I'm a believer in God. And I believe he was telling me, he said, or the voice said, it will turn out better than you expect. What is that supposed to mean, right? I felt that in my spirit. I don't know. It wasn't an audible voice or anything. It was just like a knowledge or a feeling, and I heard those words even though there was no speaking, I mean, you could say I was crazy. I don't know. Just needed to not give up. So I was like, okay, all right, I won't give up. But I've got these little things are gonna have to happen soon, because if they don't, I'm out of here. I can't handle the rejection. Within the year, I did get published by Highlights, and it was an amazing moment. And I got several stories published by them. By the time I got my third story published by then, that's when I started getting other things happening. So I kind of, you get your blinder, you're going like, okay, I want highlights, I want short stories, that's all I want to do. And there's some people that's what they love to do, and they pump out short stories. But my passion is picture books, and it always has been. That's why I started. And so when the picture book started, that's when I stopped. I hope that encourages you, that you don't have to have a voice speaking into your head. But you're here, and I'm talking to you, and I'm telling you, if you're suffering from rejection, don't give up. Okay, this next part, I'm so excited, because if you have been following along my workshops, you have to get to the end of the workshops, but I give out homeworks. And I tell you that you can send me, the first, whatever you've been working on, and I say the first 2 pages, I'll look at the first 2 pages before you put into practice of the workshop, and then I'll look at the improvements, and then I'll choose from whoever sends it into me, and we'll talk about it. And so I'm excited. We're gonna go over the first episode. So that's the episode 1 on the workshop, and I'll put it up here if you don't remember it. But it's where I talk about the 6 mistakes that people make when it comes to writing children's picture books. Kelly Pacific, hi Kelly, has sent me her just a couple of lines, and I really appreciate that, so that we can really look at it. So I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna show you the lines up here while I talk about it. And Kelly, I'm gonna tell you this, your original is very, very, very creative, but what you did with it on the next is so much better. So we're going to go over it. What she did was, it had to do with when I was talking about naming your character. We really want characters to be named so that we can connect with them. She has her main character in first person, and that's where I've talked about that. You're in first person, and so you don't name your character. So in her original, it says, I am brave, stepping onto the rubbery, bouncy playground. Boing. I like that. That's a great onomatopoeia there. And then on the second page, it says, I am strong, staring down the monkey bars, deciding yes or no, leap or crash. I love that rhythm. Oh my goodness, you're doing so many great things with that. I love all that. But the character's not named, right? So now she's decided to name her character, and what happens is it goes beyond rhythm and nice onomatopoeia and strong verbs, which you have, and you have strong adjectives, which are great, but there's no connection of the character. So here, now she has okay, you've given me the name, and I know I'm going to botch it because I'm not sure. Okay, so please forgive me if I botch it. Okay, it says, I, Logie Marco, keeper of the belly bees, will take on humongous Harvey, the monkey bars, at recess. Now, I love that. Now she's made the monkey bars into a character, and she's calling the monkey bars humongous Harvey. I love it. So now we understand we've got kid named Logie. We know who he is, and he's the keeper of the belly bees. I'm interested in that. I don't know anything about belly bees, unless she's meaning he's excited. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. And then on page 2, Instead of I am strong, staring down the monkey bars, deciding yes, no, leap, or crash, she writes, humongous Harvey and I are in a staring contest. Who will crack first? Oh, I love that. I'm very interested in this manuscript. So keep it up. And I don't have anything more to say to you because I don't have more lines than this. But all I know is I'm interested, and I think it's very fresh, and depending on how you move us with your main character and how you do all those steps that I talked about last week with the story structure, could be really good. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you on Monday. We've got another workshop. So I'm handing out homework, so it would be awesome if you would do something like what Kelly did and just submit. I have been getting some submissions, but I can't look at a whole manuscript. Just give me some lines that you're working on so that I can talk to you about it and we can give it. We don't want to give your whole manuscript out here, right? If you're working on some lines that you really liked and you wanted some feedback, that would be appropriate. I love what Kelly did. All right, so I will see you on Monday.